I just escaped from a gay conversion camp. I'm about to expose the horrifying secrets they're hiding. I knew I was gay since I was a kid, but denied it for my whole life since I lived in a conservative Muslim household. I realized that coming out to my parents would be a huge mistake. I just never could have guessed the horrifying things they would do to try and make me normal. My parents first realized I was different when I asked for a toy doll for my birthday instead of cars or action figures like other guys. My mom would scream at me and tell me just to be normal. I loved my parents, so I tried my whole life to convince myself that I liked girls. But I knew there was nothing I could do about my urges when I saw all of the attractive boys at my school. I managed to live in the closet for a long time, but when I got a boyfriend at 18, I didn't want to keep it a secret any longer. I really tried to be discreet, but when my mom walked in on me and my school friend in bed together, she knew we weren't just friends. My mom looked horrified, running back downstairs without saying a word. My friend left as quickly as he could, but I knew the nightmare would begin as soon as I walked into the kitchen with both my parents staring at me coldly over the table. I knew my parents would be mad. I just didn't realize this would be the last time I'd ever see them. "You betrayed the family," she said. My two siblings got up from their chairs and left the room fast, knowing my parents were mad and not wanting to interfere. "You're disgusting. Why would you do this to us? We did everything for you, and you repay us like this?" "No, there's nothing I can do about it. I tried everything to be normal. I can't help it. I'm sorry," I mumbled. "Then what are you going to do about it?" she said. "Mom, there's nothing I can do. I tried to change myself, but I can't. I'm sorry, I really am." "If you're so sorry, then Lee, you're not welcome here anymore." I broke down into tears and ran back upstairs to my room. I knew she would be mad, but I just prayed that maybe there was a chance she would still accept me. I stayed in my room for 2 days straight, living off old snacks and half-filled water bottles under my bed. That was until the third night. A sound jolted me from my daze as I drifted off to sleep. It was the sound of my bedroom door being kicked open with a loud thud. My heart raced as I shot up in bed, my eyes widening in shock. 2 massive figures stormed into the room, their faces obscured by shadow. Before I could react, a searing pain shot through my arm as one of them plunged a needle into it as my consciousness faded. That was the last thing I remembered since waking up disoriented in the back of a van. As my vision cleared and I came to my senses, I saw my hands bound together with zip ties and the door was bolted shut. It was pitch black, but I managed to get myself to my feet and stumbled around to find large boxes which seemed to be full of dried food and water containers. I tried feeling around for any clues of where I was or where I was going. That was when I found a small cart. The word was like a punch to the gut. The Rainbow Resilience Retreat, gay conversion camp. My parents were pure evil. They were convinced I'd be able to be turned straight. I always used to wish I was straight so that I could respect my parents' beliefs, but I've already accepted there's nothing I could do about it. I had heard some horrifying stories of conversion therapy, but I never actually believed it was a real thing. I just didn't realize it was so much more disturbing than I ever could have imagined. I dozed off to sleep at some point during the journey, but was awoken by those same 2 men picking me up and walking me down a large path in the middle of a forest. I tried questioning them, begging and pleading with the guards to tell me any information, but they just looked straight forwards down the path, ignoring all my struggles. After about 20 minutes of walking, we came across a large oak building. The camp was beautiful, I admitted grudgingly to myself as we walked through the entrance. A lake sparkled invitingly from behind a row of log cabins and neat paths wound off between the trees. I tried to imagine I was going to a fun summer camp, but in the back of my mind I knew the horrifying reality of my situation. "Hello, I'm Ashley, a counselor. What's your name?" asked a woman standing by the entrance. "Tanner Hunter." She scanned her clipboard and tapped it twice enthusiastically when she found my name. "Ah, here you are. You're in cabin 3 with Anthony. If you want to grab your stuff, I'll take you over." I was assigned a bunk, and by the time dinner rolled around, I'd become friendly with a couple of girls from my cabin and was starting to think that maybe this place wouldn't be so horrible. I was so wrong. I noticed that halfway through I was unusually sleepy, the same feeling when I was injected at home. It had been a long, stressful day, so I didn't think much of it and was happy when they gave us permission to return to our cabins. The other girls seemed to be similarly worn out, and sluggishly we all went back to our bunks and collapsed into bed. I fell asleep the moment my head hit the pillow. Clink. Huh? I pried open one eye and had to blink the room into focus. My arms were stretched uncomfortably towards the headboard, but when I tried to move them, cold metal bit into my wrist. Clink. I shifted, craning my neck to look up, and it took a long minute of staring to figure out what exactly I was seeing. A pair of handcuffs. Someone handcuffed me to the bed. I blinked dumbly, trying to process what this could mean in a mind still muddied with sleep. Around me I heard similarly confused murmurs and the curious tugging of handcuffs. "What's going on?" Jamie asked from the bed next to me. The murmurs became more frantic as reality set in. All 6 of us were chained by our wrists to our bed, unable to move beyond a pathetic squirm. One of us started to scream, and then we all were. The door to our cabin burst open and Ashley, our counselor, rushed in. "What's the matter?" she asked, looking between us with wide eyes. "Help us! Someone cuffed us." Instead of becoming more concerned at learning our plight, she relaxed, smiling. "Oh guys, it's okay. No need to panic." I did that. There was a collective demand to know why. That's when I saw him. A large, burly, very attractive man walked in. "Welcome to your first test." That's when I saw it. The counselor picked up a large red hot metal stick that looked like a cattle prod from behind the door. My heart sank. There was no cattle here that it could be used on. Only us.